and get back up to Wellington. For those of you that don't know me, it's probably most of you, I'm Trevor Bratton. I'm from the Hutt Valley branch. I put my hand up to come and help Tim as one of the two North Island representatives. So I thought I'd give you, those of you that don't know me, g'day, and say a bit about myself so you can see where I'm coming from. I'm a Hutt boy, born and raised. For those from Wellington, they probably don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is what it is.
What part of the Hutt?
Oh, hey, that's fight talk. Do I know me? Yeah, I didn't know Chloe, so it's all right. But growing up in the Hutt and in the wider Wellington region, it gave me the opportunity with the dad and the uncles to go hunting in the Akataras and over to the Orongorongas and out to the Wairarapa branches beat to go fishing out the south coast. And as most of you would experience, that's part of the special parts of growing up in New Zealand and some of the memories that you carry through into adulthood and that you want to pass on to your kids and to your whānau. But with me, life sort of got in the way. Study, travel, marriage, divorce, kids, not necessarily all in the same order. So I came back to hunting in my 40s as a late bloomer, so I feel like a babe compared to some of the legends that I see here and I've got to talk to over the last couple of days. So yeah, thanks for having that. Let me chew your ear. But being divorced in your 40s, which is always a goal for everybody, with two young kids, I was looking for something for the kids because my old man was a butcher growing up, so we knew whether we liked it or not where the food chain came from. And seeing the kids thinking that the food chain starts on a plastic plate from Pack and Save is a bit of a worrying trend. So I decided I wanted to get back and give them the opportunities that I had as a kid with my dad and my uncles to experience, what we all experience. And so by the wonders of the Google machine, stumbling across the Hutt Valley Deer Stalkers and the opportunity that they had with their, as it was then, the HTC Hunter Training course. Now, I had and so I've only been a Deer Stalkers member for 5 years. I did the Hunts course about 5 years ago. And for me, showing up at that first meet and greet where my expectation, and I'll be honest, it was a Barry Crump, she'll be right, let's go in the bush sort of thing. And to be given a 40-page booklet, this is going to be your course notes, I'm like, Jesus, these guys are serious. And it was really quite impressive because I like these guys take it seriously, they're passionate. And so the HTC that Hutt runs and that we've come into Hunts now is an 8-9 week course. And over that 9 weeks, I got to spend time with, probably a lot of the names, Gary Johnson and Neil McCow playing Gordy George and some crusty old buggers that are down the back there to come up with us today. And to see these guys who shared a genuine passion for what it is that we do. And you can become quite jaded and cynical as you go through life, thinking everyone's after you for something or everyone wants something for nothing. They did it for no reason that they're passionate. They love it and they want other people to see what that is to offer and to share that with them. And for me, and I don't say it lightly, it was a really transformative thing. Coming out of marriage and all that sort of bullshit, this was important. And so at the end of it, it really changed me and I was so impressed with it that, you stay as a member, you join the committee and it's like, look, there's so many opportunities that we're missing. But the opportunity for me as a new member was the fact that there was a committee that came in that was a new committee of younger members, newer members who were keen and enthusiastic, could rely on that institutional knowledge from members who had done the hard yards for years before it and move forward with it. And so after a couple of years, I put my hand up to go to the toilet at an AGM and ended up as the president. So never mind, pay more attention next time. But part of that, talking to the new committee, was that hunts is so important. At that stage, we weren't part of the national program, and with a lot of branches and a lot of history, there's egos, there's things that, arguments that have been going on for 25, 30 years that you need to move past. And we made the decision last year as a new committee that we needed to re-engage with hunts. And I don't know if they're still here, they might have gone wanders, but for Mike and for Aaron and for, I don't know here, Gwyn, all the people down the back there, Pete, who helped us go through that journey, negotiate long-standing egos on our part to try and get through and take part in hunts and get across the line, was really important. And it's been so successful for us as a branch to drive membership, to retain membership. And as we talked about yesterday, with our average age being higher and wanting to obtain those numbers, we've been able to do that. And it's not easy. We all know it's hard work. We give up weekends, we give up nights. But with re-engaging with hunts, it meant that we did some training exercises with Poirua, with Kapiti, with Wellington, so you get to spend time with other branches, which sometimes you don't get to do. You're too busy in your own and the little field of influence, and you don't realise there's other people doing their thing around you. And so that was, for us, a great opportunity and one of the bonuses of being part of hunts. And it was one of the reasons that when the opportunity came to put my hand up for this position, it was like, well, look, there's a lot on the plate, but that's important. We should be able to get it past some issues and so forth and start talking to other branches, because we're not going to achieve the goals that we've talked about over the last couple of days by just doing it by ourselves. We have to work as a bigger organisation, whether it's regional branches and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much where I came from. But it was also, going along with the hunts and seeing it. Now, sometimes we can get away from how impressive it is. When you go along to hunts, and I mean, for me, as a newer hunter, being on a ridge with my daughter last year in February and watching her get her first fallow, nothing better. And that's a story you tell to new guys who come along, new women that come along to hunts and say, and you watch them go out, and we're talking about it last night after way too many beers, seeing guys that you've taken on a hunts course that you run into them in the Tarraroos. They're the keen guys, they've got their licence, they're out there doing it. And that's what it's all about. And that's what I think you need, working with Tim for Wellington, for the North Island region is what I hope to do. So that's me. I hate doing these things. So I don't know, do we ask questions or I just...
Yeah, you can ask.
Any questions? You want to ask anything?
Have you shot in your car?
No. Gordy, what comes out?
There's something special there.
Yeah, it's definitely on the bucket list. It's one of those things I certainly want to do.
Can I speak? Yeah.
Oh, sorry, yes.
So I've just reread your words.
Oh, God.
So a couple of things going on. What are the skills that you're going to bring to the board, and what sort of board person will you be?
Very good questions. Skills, well, I won't say it's youth and attractiveness, because it's certainly not that, but it's an enthusiasm. As I say, I've only been at a deer store for 5 years, so I'm a babe in the woods compared to pretty much everyone here. And it's taken the enthusiasm that I brought into our branch with our team, because it was a team effort, and trying to come into the branch and to advocate for not just our branch, but all the other branches in the North Island, and particularly probably lower North Island.
Can I stop you there? What do you do for work, and what are the particular interests that you're going to have taking the workload off some of the other board members? Where can I see you leading as a board member?
Very good. I love these questions. I'm self-employed. I'm a landscaper. So generally on days like this, I'll be doing deer stalker stuff, because I'm not doing a lot of work in this sort of weather. And so coming onto the board, it's that practical ability. It's, I work with my hands, I do that sort of stuff. So it's, I think, getting out there, particularly as a regional rep, it's a lot of footwork. It's getting out and getting in contact with people. And you can't do that by yourself. You're trying to do it with Tim. And so it's divvying that up and really putting the time in, and having the luxury of a bit of time when you are self-employed to actually take some time off when it's pissing down with rain all the time in winter, and go and talk to some of these people and get in touch with them. I think that's the important thing, is to make the personal contact. Hopefully that's what we're looking for.
Mike Runners, questions for Trevor? Oh, anybody else? Any questions for Trevor? Okay, thanks, Trevor.
Awesome, thank you.